All right, Yuri and I here. We're going to redo the video that was in the notes for the Earth's interior. So we're on page 10 of the ESRT. There's a bunch of stuff to point out. Yuri's got another note for me. Let's see that. Layers. So we got to look at the layers of the Earth. These are the layers. So it goes right in order. You can zoom in with your eyes there. This is outer layers, the crust, and then the second layer is the rigid mantle. And if you combine them both, it's called the lithosphere. Everything's layered. So when it asks for a name of a layer, the asthenosphere is an option, the stiffer mantle. These are all the different layers inside the Earth. Now, if you're solid like the inner core, that's right here, and that's solid. And you don't have to memorize this stuff. So the inner core is made of iron and nickel. But how do I know that it's solid? I look down here, and do you see how this is the melting point? You can't see what I'm pointing to right here. It shows you the melting points and the temperatures. So the inner core, if you go to the very, very, very center of the Earth, the center of the inner core, and come down here, the melting point's way up here, and the temperature's actually below the melting point. So it's not melted, so it's solid. And if I come over here, the center of the Earth is about roughly 6,500 degrees. Okay? The depth, if I needed a depth, I would come down here. The Earth is a little bit over 6,000 kilometers deep. Okay? So let's do a practice. See if you can get this before I give you the answers. Let's say the midpoint of the stiffer mantle. So right here, let's call this point R. Point R, what's the temperature? What's the pressure? What's the depth? Okay. To get your pressure, you come down here. What do you think this pressure would be? Man, that's a crooked line. Come over. It's about 0.5 million atmospheres. So that's how you can read the pressure off of this graph. What's the temperature? You just continue this line down. Tiny bit under 4,000, 3,900. That's the temperature, degrees C. How deep is the middle of the stiffer mantle? About 1,500. So that's how you navigate these different graphs that are all connected. You could also get the density. You curve over here. And this is all shown to us in the, if you look over that way, in the notes. Okay, so the names of the layers, what's the data of the different layers. If it asks you for the melting point, you would stop right here and look over for the melting point. If it asks you, what are the convection currents doing? It's showing you the convection currents under a mid-Atlantic ridge or under a trench, which we're going to start to learn about those things in the next few days. Okay, so anything to do with something happening inside the Earth, this is the chart you use. Solid like the inner core.